Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, some key international benchmark interest rates have moved higher. Firstly, in the US, though, a failed effort at a bipartisan resolution to the immigration issues may have made it more likely that the US federal government will run out of funding without the expected congressional debt extension. Exactly when that might occur is unclear, but it gets serious starting this week in Washington. Something to watch closely. Also in the US, a rise in consumer prices in December and solid growth in retail sales, which are up 5.4% in the year, bolstered expectations that inflation is firming after a long run of softness. China's exports and imports have increased for the first time in 3 years in 2017, but trade tensions with the US and cooling domestic demand are clouding prospects this year. Their trade surplus shrank 14.5% in 2017, following a 9.1% reduction in 2016. And China also noted that New Zealand has exceeded its cheese shipments to the country more than what was provided in our free trade deal. So most favoured nation duties are now applying. In India, PricewaterhouseCoopers has been debarred from auditing any listed companies there following a failure to detect fraud at one of them in 2009. The move may result in major losses for the firm in the country. Commodity demand is in the ascendancy these days, with prices rising across the board, especially for hards. Of special note are the rising prices for aluminium and zinc. The US Treasury 10-year yield is unchanged at 2.55% today. However, the US Treasury 2-year yield jumped above 2%, a key psychological level last seen almost 10 years ago. And in China, the equivalent 10-year sovereign bond has jumped to 4.03%. That's 7 basis points higher. It's higher since September 2014. The equivalent New Zealand 10-year sovereign bond is unchanged at 2.87%. Oil prices are a little higher today, with the West Texas Intermediate benchmark now just under $65 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just under $70 a barrel. Gold, however, is up strongly, up $16 to $1,333 an ounce. And the Kiwi dollar is unchanged this morning at just on 72.5 US cents. On the cross rates, it's at 91.6 Aussie cents, and against the euro, 59.4 euro cents. That puts the TWI at 74.1. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.